We are here today with Walt Bayliss. Walt, welcome back to the show.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you. It's been a little while, but I've really enjoyed the presentations and the interviews that you've done for the last 6 or 8 months since I was on the show last. Man, you are just absolutely nailing it with so many great entrepreneurs coming on board. Love it, mate. I love it. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Good to see you as well. Walt is one of the I was going to say one of the oldest guests, but one of the first guests that we had on the show way back. We've known each other for quite a long time now. When I first met Walt, he had come on the show, told his story about how he got involved online, how he went from creating software into getting into the online marketing business, doing affiliate marketing, doing product creation, and today it's kind of a unique situation that we're in. A lot of people online, they want to do what Walt does. They want to do what I do. They want to have their own products. They want to have their own thing that they can sell. Because if you look at the success stories from all the people that come on my show, every single one of them has something that they can sell. Like, people will put out a website, they'll wonder why they're not making any money with a little bit of AdSense code on their site. Maybe they're making a few clicks, maybe they're making like $5 a day from it. But the real people making the real money online have a product or service. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Being able to have a quality product, something that you can be proud of selling to people, and being able to take that out there and present it to people, know that you're helping them, and know that you're not just trying to make money, trying to just help yourself. You're actually trying to help people and making money from that. So we got a lot to talk about today, and I'm excited to have you on here, Walt. Let me do this. Let's lead us in here, because it's a little bit of a complicated subject that we have here. We've got kind of two separate things that we're going to be putting together here. On the sales page for this, it says, your own turnkey subscription business passes all the work to your customers and still leaves them happy to pay you $97 a month. And it is something businesses need so much that you'll be able to build a huge monthly income even if you've never sold to offline before. So $97 a month, people paying me. I love that. The whole turnkey aspect of it, love that. Huge monthly income. You're speaking my language here. Walt, bring us in. What is this all about?
Thanks, mate. Well, this is, and it's great that you actually mentioned when we first started and talking about all that time ago, and the transition from working 80 hours a week, and we all start working nights and weekends and creating stuff, and then trying to get a launch happening. And I'm actually going to be talking about today the transition, how I was able to get out of work, as I said, 80 hours a week when the kids came along, to being able to then be in an amazing lifestyle business. So we have an incredible business now with millions of dollars online and all the freedom in the world. And I guess what I want to talk about today is how that happened, and actually give that same opportunity to everybody that's watching your show. So as we say, I'm going to be talking about two different things, two separate things here. The first is an incredible software program that is in such high demand in businesses that literally everyone I've shown it to has jumped at me to grab it, right? So that's the first part. We're going to be talking about this software program that's taken me more than 18 months to create. It's cost me more than $100,000 to build. We're going to be talking about that initially. But then on probably the biggest spin in the launch space that we've ever seen, I'm going to literally package that whole software program up, that $100,000 investment, that incredible program, and I'm going to put it in the hands of the people who are watching with us. I'm literally going to give them the software as if it was their own, and I'm going to show them how they can then go out there and make a massive recurring income as a result.
And I like this kind of a product that we're going to be talking about today, because one of the biggest problems I hear over and over from my audience, from my coaching students, is they know that they need to be selling something, Walt. They know that they get it. They're not sitting there going, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, they know what to do as far as that's concerned, but when it comes to having something that they can sell, not some not going to some PLR website and grabbing some report that they're going to rewrite. And I mean, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts at that place. But if you can go and you look at the perceived value of software and what it can do and the results that can get for business, and that's what we're in here. We're in the results business. No one cares. To be honest with you, and quite frank, Walt, I don't care what the heck your software does in the background. I don't care how many gears it has. I don't care how many servers it's on. All I care about in the end is the results that it's going to get, whether it's for me or for my clients. Because if I can get results for other people, if I can do something that's going to make someone get something that they want, and it's going to either make them money, get them more leads, whatever kind of desired result they have, then they are going to pay me money for that. And if you can get a result for someone over and over again and get them addicted to that result, get them so that they can't live without your solution anymore, then they will be happy to pay you month after month for what you're giving them. So and go ahead. You're gonna
I was going to say, and I mean, look at services like Spotify, you know, where it's a monthly fee, but hey, I'm getting all of this stuff, or Apple Music, or you know, whatever the subscription businesses out there. I mean, Adobe moved to a subscription-based system, and everybody went, they'll never make it, and now they're blowing it away. But why? Because when I use Dreamweaver or I use Photoshop, I'm happy to pay because it gets me a result, and that's exactly your point. You know, we all start somewhere, and you know, all of the teaching shows us go and get some PLR reports and find a niche and get some advertising going and, you know, build a list and do all that sort of stuff. But at some point we look at that and say, do you know what? Software has such a high perceived value. That it would be a great thing to be able to sell. And we look at products like Apple, we look at products like Google, we look at products like Adobe, and their software, and we just look at the success because, as you said, people are getting results. So today, as we talk this through, Mike, I'm going to show you this software that I've created. And as I said, I'm literally going to give it to the people in a package and say, let me show you how you can go and build a residual income out of it.
Go ahead and share your screen. I know you've prepared something for us today. I think it'd be a good way of getting our minds wrapped around this, because I'll admit that the first time I saw this, I was a little bit confused, and I looked at it, I went through the presentation, and I was able to finally wrap my head, and the light bulb went on. And I get it now. And that's why you're here today, is because I get it. And I think that other people are going to want to get it as well.
I hear what you're saying, because this is so unusual. This is not a $27 program that's going to plug in and do stuff. This is so unusual, where we've got an amazing business grade software, and some guy, you know, as I said, I'm about to give you the keys. It is unusual. And so let me walk through. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about. What we're going to talk about is a project that I've been working on for more than 18 months, how it's already a must-have in business, and how we already have big companies using this program, and how your people watching this, Mike, are going to have an opportunity to make a ton off the back of what's been created for you. So as of today, as I mentioned, it's been 18 months in creation. It's cost me more than $100,000 to build. And it's a business software system in use already in big organizations, with both an iPhone and an Android app to complement as well. So, but before we start is the story. How did this come together, right? And the story comes to, I was reading an article about an airline here in Australia called Qantas, which I'm sure everybody's heard about. And a lady at the check-in, so she's checking into a flight, has a bad experience, and she says, "This is the worst airline experience I have ever had." Now, of course, in today's digital age, she didn't keep that to herself. She jumps onto Twitter, and she tweeted that with over 200,000 followers. Okay, now can you imagine the damage that does? You know, not just to an airline like Qantas. Can you imagine the damage that does to a business anywhere in the world? What do you think that's really worth? And looking at some of the research out there is very, very clear. An article in the Telegraph in the UK talked about bad reviews and online trolls costing UK businesses up to £30,000 per year. Now, in American dollars, let's say that's $50,000 per year.
Can I interject really quick, Paul? I'm going to interrupt you really quick there, because I want to add in that I think that these reviews that come out there, all of us, I feel like if you're watching this interview, you're savvier than than most people. You go out there and you look for reviews of businesses. You try to find what other people are saying about it before you make a purchase. I always do that. I always look out.
Yeah.
And if you think about if you think about you're going to buy something, you go out there, you do a quick like Google of it, and if I see bad stuff about it, it affects it 100% affects my decision on whether to buy it or not. So
exactly, and you're not alone.
This isn't theory. This is stuff that happens to me every day.
And I'm sure everybody that's watching it has seen a bad review and it's influenced them in some way. In fact, there was a Cone study that was done that showed over 80% of people, or 4 out of 5 people, were heavily influenced to change their mind about doing business with that particular company if they see one negative review. And as we said, the threat is that everybody has a smartphone. And so that can happen so quickly is absolutely terrifying to businesses.
Can I interject one more time? I'm so sorry.
Please,
Walt.
of course.
I'm so sorry.
Of course.
I'll let you continue on with your presentation, but you're exciting me here, and it's bringing stuff out of me here. So one more quick thing before you continue on. I remember my dad had he runs an insurance, or he ran an insurance and real estate company, and I remember a few years back he sent me a message. And my brother, he's like, guys, I just got this crazy woman who left this review on, it was like Google reviews or something online. He was freaking out about it. Yeah. And he's like, can you guys just like go in there, and is there a way we can get some, like, you or your friends to write some good reviews about this and kind of get this out of there, because he was like, literally he was panicking about it because it made him look bad. He understood the fact, he's a savvy businessman. He understood the fact that to have that out there, good thing he found it.
It's destructive, right? But how about the ones that aren't found, Mike? You know, like, and we're talking about 90% of businesses just have no clue that somebody who just walked out of their shop, you know, or out of their office, or just met with one of their representatives, has jumped onto Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, wherever, and posted about them. Like, that's the ones that you're not hearing that are doing the serious damage. And this same article in the Telegraph went on to talk about the fact that combating these bad reviews is costing businesses between £11,000 and £20,000 per year, which, again, if we double that, we're talking, you know, £15,000 to £30,000, $30,000 per year to try and combat that kind of stuff. And a worrying 18% has spent up to £30,000 challenging those malicious things. There's a PR side like Public Relations that actually puts some numbers against that. So again, they're quoting that same Cone study: 4 out of 5 consumers move on to your competitors when they see negative reviews. And we've all done it. We've looked at restaurant reviews. We've decided where to go or what to buy as a result. But these guys went a step further and put some numbers. And if we said that the annual customer value was $3,000, you know, and we're looking at a whole range of industries, from a restaurant where the average customer is $100 right up to a real estate agent where the average commission is $10,000. You know, if we took an average and said the customer value was $3,000 per year, and then it asks, what if you were losing just 4 prospects per month? And that works out to be 48 per year. The potential loss there is $144,000 per year. And I'm not sure how many businesses can afford that risk, at the risk of losing that amount of business just from this review situation. As we know, as we've just talked about, these bad reviews, Mike, they hit the web fast. They hit the web super, super quickly, and they heavily influence the buying decisions of everybody that comes after them. You know, where somebody's literally just jumped on, they've jumped onto Yelp, they've jumped onto TripAdvisor, they've gone to Twitter, they've posted on YouTube, and they've posted that review. That negative influence is instantaneous.
And so they're posting them everywhere. Like, you don't know where they're posting them. They could be on Facebook, they could be on Twitter, they could be on Google. Like, you have no idea. If you want to follow all of them, sure, you could hire a team to do it for you if you want to, if you have that kind of resources. But yeah, it's definitely difficult to find them.
There's so many outlets, you know, there's just so many places. There's X amount of millions of people that use Tumblr, and, you know, maybe you don't even check there, but that'll rank in Google and destroy your business in a second. So coming back to this story with this airline, with this damage that's been done, right? This is not the end of the story. This is not the end of the story, because it's not about that comment. It's what happens next that's important. See, I'm coming back to my own personal experience, Mike. I got out of school. I went into hospitality, and then from hospitality into sales. And we've talked about my journey before. And in hospitality, I was managing hotels and restaurants. And I was a very, very junior level manager when I got taught an important lesson. I was managing a restaurant as a junior level manager, and there was a customer dining with us, and their meal was running late. You know, again, everybody's been in this situation. We've put the order in with the waiter, and where's the food, right? Come on. You know, and I looked at this customer, and the longer they waited, the angrier they got. You know, and they're just getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And I did the very, very worst thing that I could have possibly done in that situation as a junior manager. I ran and hid. Now, this is in the days before Twitter, Yelp, TripAdvisor, and, you know, all of the other review sites. This is the days before that. But I ran to the kitchen and I started yelling at the chefs, "Come on, guys, the customers are going to kill me. Oh my God," you know, whatever. And I kept looking back out at the restaurant and I kept seeing the customer getting angry, but I stayed hidden in the kitchen. And I was very, very quickly pulled up by a senior manager who taught me how to deal with that with one simple word. And that simple word is communication. All right. So the senior manager taught me to go back to the table and say, "Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I'm sorry for the delay in your meal coming through. Please, it's going to be another 10 minutes. Let me buy you a drink from the bar and make you comfortable while you're waiting, and I'll be onto that food as quickly as you possibly can." Now, if you're in a restaurant and the waiter comes over to you with that, instead of being angry, how do you feel right there?
You feel special.
You feel special because the communication happens, because somebody has cared enough to come and deal with the situation. And so from that point on, they become raving fans. And that's where we come back to our airline experience, the worst airline experience I've ever had. This is where customer service intervened. All right. They were able to grab that person, reply to them on Twitter, okay, steer them across to the customer service desk, get them checked in and deal with that situation personally. Okay. And she jumps back onto Twitter. And as I said, it's how you handle it. She jumps back onto Twitter and says, "Now that's what I call service. I will never fly with anyone else." Okay. So
amazing. I mean, that's now she just actually created a story for them, and
Exactly.
and she's made them maybe millions of dollars. Like you don't know, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars from that tweet.
Exactly right. Because as we said, if the bad publicity is costing tens of thousands of dollars, on the opposite side, the good publicity, when it's a simple communication situation where you can jump in and just deal with the problem, the good publicity generates thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue. Okay, and that's where I wanted to introduce this software that's taken me 18 months to create, called RepWarn. And I want to show everybody, we'll go live and we'll have a look. It's web-based, so it's completely accessible from Mac, from PC, from iPad, from iPhone, from Android. It's completely web-based. We have our own dedicated iOS and Android apps, and it is your web monitor 24/7 for an unlimited amount of keywords. And this is huge, Mike. I'm going to show you this in just a second. It allows the interaction at the point of contact. What do I mean by that? If somebody jumps onto Twitter to make their comment, you can reply on Twitter. If they're on YouTube, you reply on YouTube. It allows that connection at the point of contact. So without any further ado, I'm actually going to steer you over and let's have a look at RepWarn Live. Can you see the screen there?
Yes.
Okay, great. So very, very simple to do. And we just literally go in here and select create an alert. And I'm going to create here, I'm going to do this with you live, Mike. So I'm not sure what we'll get here, but I'm going to create an alert for Mike Thomas. All right. And I'm going to set up.
You might want to do Mike from Maine instead, Walt, because there's so many Mike. Oh, here we go. There's a keyword, Mike from Maine. There's so many Mike Thomases out there.
The Mike from Maine show. What was your last product, mate, launched, mate? The product name?
SociVids.
SociVids, like that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So we can obviously exclude certain keywords if there's different things, and we can block URLs. So if it's on my own website, I don't really want to know about it. So, MikeFromMaine.com, we block that because we don't want to have that alert coming through because you're posting the comment. But you've got comments turned on, so you might want to have that. So then we connect with our social media, and we can say, do I want immediate alerts? Or maybe I just want a daily summary, and do I want to receive them by email, or am I just happy to get them on my iPhone as an alert coming through? And we say, where do I want to look? Maybe I'm not so interested in Yelp, so I can turn that off. I can say Instagram or LinkedIn, not really. Images, not really keen, So I can turn off or on any of these sources, and I can also choose my language. And that is literally as hard as it is to set up a web monitor. Now, I can show you straight away, we've got 31 results in the time we're talking, and I can go and see those right now. So there's Soci Vids starting to come through. We've got some Mike from Maine show stuff happening there on a Black Hat forum. Hello. Oh, we've got some CPA archives from Mike from Maine show. So let me show you what I mean by being able to interact here, right? So this is somebody that did a review of your product, and it turns out it's on the Warrior Forum. So I can click, and I'm literally on the page with that review. I can interact and respond immediately. How cool is that?
Cool, right? Man. I mean, you can immediately go there, and if someone's saying something bad about it, you can interact and be like, "Oh, okay, sorry about that. Like, let me fix that." Yeah. Let
me sort it out for you, right? Turn a bad into a good. But of course, maybe there's great things as well. Maybe if we're looking here, super affiliate Mike from Maine. All right, this is another Warrior Forum post right here from Saul. He's put this up. So maybe if it's good publicity, you have the opportunity to get out and share that in your own social circles. Hey guys, look what was said about me, all right, or about my business. And we're doing this live, all right? So if I go to some alerts here and I want to say, just show me the stuff from Twitter, okay? Now, as it turns out, I haven't got anything from Twitter, but let me go through to ones that I've already read. Here's some tweets, all right? Now, I can jump to a tweet and I can reply immediately to the tweet from within RepWarn. On my phone immediately, straight to Twitter. But even better than that, Mike. So imagine if you're a mainstream business, right? And, we see a review on TripAdvisor, for example. So I'm in here and I go to TripAdvisor and I respond to the person. I can keep a note here. I can literally create a note about this. I can say, okay, I'll follow them up, give a call again on Monday, whatever it might be. So I literally can just keep notes about this that, have I actioned it or whatever, and I can literally see that history of interaction with the person.
Very cool.
Okay, so this is RepWarn, and this is why it's such a powerful tool in business. Anything is mentioned anywhere on the web, and RepWarn knows about it. All right,
Walt, really quick, and I want to ask you this question because I could see someone watching this and going, well, there are already services like Google Alerts that will go out there, and you can put in a keyword and we'll find if it's mentioned on the web. What would you say to those people?
Yeah, that's a great question. And when we started, I'm looking around at the competition. There's products out there like TalkWalker, which is like $700 a month, by the way, to do what we do. There's a product there called Mention, which is €100 a month, and what you can monitor is 5 keywords. So there's already programs out there because there's a need. But what I talk about specifically with Google Alerts, this is so much deeper, so much more thorough, and so much faster than Google Alerts. I've had alerts notifications come to me within 2 minutes.
Awesome. Okay.
Within 2 minutes of being posted, I was able to interact and respond to somebody that posted something online. So Google Alerts is great, but it's not business grade. And we've set up RepWarn to be an insurance policy, a protection for people so that they can monitor their keywords, their brand names, their product names, their key personnel, even their competition, Mike. They can set up to monitor, and if anything's mentioned anywhere on the web, of course, RepWarn knows about it. So that's RepWarn working live, picking up Mike from Maine, like literally in seconds. And then, anything that's mentioned from then on in, you have that opportunity to interact and respond. But it's not just...
Wait, because I just want to mention also as well, but real life example here, this actually working, when you just did that search, and I just saw that my stuff is getting shared on some Black Hat websites, and I also saw some other stuff that I was like, with Soci Vids that I'm not sure I want going on as well, with being sold on smaller sites. Like, you've already, I want to go in now, after we're done with the interview, I'm going to go in there and check these out. So this isn't like, oh, isn't that nice? Like in a utopian world, we'd use this. Like I'm going to actually go in there and use this after. So anyways, thank you for showing. Thank you for showing.
Real life example, right? Yeah. Real life example. I've had this program in development for 18 months. We've actually done a couple of different versions of it. And one of the first versions, before I did a launch of RunClick, if you remember, our webinar software, there was a beautiful lady named Danny. Now Danny had a bad experience with RunClick. She couldn't get it working, right? Because of RepWarn, it alerted me. I found Danny's post on a blog. Now, I'd never met Danny before or spoken to Danny before. I'm going to see if I can find Danny's. You can still still see the screen here. So I think it's cashpaydaily.net is Danny's review site, and I'm going to see if I can find this live. So it was hang up. No, let's go to product test reviews. Now, I'd never met Danny before, as I said, and she had a bad experience. Here we go. Hangout curation. Hangout plugin. Okay. So is it as good as it looks? This is her first one, right? She jumps on and she has a bad experience. And I was able to find this with RepWarn. She's had a bad experience. Now it's all. So below is my initial experience, okay? I'm happy to say it's one of the good guys, but the initial review. If you're thinking about buying it, we initially called it the Hangout plugin from Walt Bayliss. I spent 12 hours testing the product. What I discovered could potentially save you $27 in at least 12 hours of your own time. She went on to bag it, right? She had a bad experience, but RepWarn alerted me to this, and you'll actually see somewhere down here, I jump in. Where are we? There, look, I jump in and I literally say, hi, Danny, sorry we got it to you late. I'm glad we know each other. Let's sort this out, right? Let's get this sorted. So because, again, real life example, because Danny posted this, I was able to jump in. Walt spent 3 hours on Skype with me and his coders trying to get everything working, blah, blah, blah. Then we agreed to come back to it tomorrow, and now it's still not completely fixed. We did finally resolve, but then she goes on to say, I'm thrilled to report this plugin is now working quite beautifully. And she goes on to have part 2 of this review, because she actually goes through and say, now, bottom line, product awesome, product creator, more awesome. I have it working fine, blah, blah, blah. And Danny actually went on to become an affiliate. So again, just a pure, she made sales for us. She's gone from bagging the product out publicly to making sales from it. And only because of RepWarn I was able to find. I just wanted to show you that.
That is so much more powerful right there. That review is so powerful because people will see it. They'll see that she had a problem with it, that there was a story involved in it, that she didn't like it initially, and that there's just so many psychological things going on there with you helping. People can see that you provide customer support. They can see that she was saying negative things, and now she's saying positive. I mean, so much stuff going on there, but awesome.
And can you imagine how valuable that is, Mike, for businesses? Like, not just online. Like, think about every chiropractor, dentist, mechanic, hairdresser, real estate agent, finance guy that's out there, insurance person, how valuable that is. And in fact, we've got businesses using the program already, and in testimonials, in a real estate office, I'll tell you another story about this in a second, but George actually says, wow, real estate agents go to all lengths to know what's happening in their neighborhoods. RepWarn makes the monitoring so easy. One well-placed alert, and we pick up listings from anyone looking in the area and can keep tabs on people looking for houses in the area as well. Amazing. From George. Now, George was one of our first clients in the production level of RepWarn, and I did a little setup video for George. You know, George, this is how you set it up. This is how you do your alerts. Literally, while I was setting it up, somebody typed in on a school forum website, I'm moving into the area, does anybody know a good real estate agent in Templestowe? Literally on the video while I was with George. And I put that up on YouTube. And George was able to go and pick up that listing. And I mean, when the average sale value is $10,000, that's a hell of a pickup from within 30 seconds. Small business, a company called AIS Electrical. Monitoring your reputation is absolutely key, but RepWarn makes it easy. We also set the system to receive alerts for anyone looking for electricians in our area. I've already picked up a lot of business, which is fantastic. Tom Beal, do you know Tom?
I haven't met him, but I know the name.
So Tom is a legendary online marketer. Tom has worked with Rich Schefren and Mike Filsame and Russell Brunson and, all of these guys. Tom is the guy that has been part of all of those launches, 7- and 8-figure launches. We're talking 10 million. And Tom is now an international speaker and a business consultant worldwide. And Tom had this to say. I love the notices and the pings that come through to the mobile apps. Being somewhat in the public eye, I don't always get a chance to know when someone saw me in an audience or attended a talk I was presenting at. With RepWarn, if someone comments, I can interact immediately. Protection of brand and reputation is so crucial. RepWarn makes it easy. But that wasn't the end with Tom. Tom was actually so blown away that he went on to jump onto a video, and I'll just drop this in here, Mike. Hang on one second to hear from Tom.
Hello, my name is Tom Beal, CEO of Remarkable Marketing, and I'm here to chat with you today about reputation management. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you recognize that it goes well beyond customer service nowadays. It goes to the interwebs. It goes towards social media. There is Twitter, there is Instagram, there is Facebook, and when the stuff starts to roll, it spreads there before it gets to your help desk, before your customer service department is able to help you with your reputation management. There's a tool out there called RepWarn, and RepWarn takes it above and beyond the simple tools that are available to the normal marketplace.
And that was from Tom, which I was so thrilled to hear. And this is one of my personal favorites. I want to introduce you to one of the best, not one of, the best luxury hotel in the world. This is a resort called Sapphire. It was voted the world's best luxury boutique hotel. And Justin King, who's the general manager. Now, if there's any industry that suffers from reviews more than any others, it's hospitality. When we're talking Sapphire, we're talking $2,500 per night per room. And one bad review, if you start losing room nights, you're losing tens of thousands of dollars. Justin had this to say: in hospitality, reputation is everything. At Sapphire, we hold the title as voted as the best luxury boutique in the world. That doesn't come easily. Now with RepWarn, we're able to monitor and interact with any of our guests or press that are referencing the resort in any media on the web.
And for them, like you said, it's so important that they are able to go out there, and the amount of money that they would be losing for that one night is huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, when we talk about RepWarn, like I said to everybody, I'm going to give you the keys here, but if we talk about the software, the brand protection and reputation monitoring is a big tick. We can monitor unlimited keywords and brand protection. But what about more sales? If we're talking about a business, there's two things they want. They want insurance of their current business, and they want more money on the bottom line. So how do we use RepWarn to generate the hottest kind of leads there is? And I'm talking about the hottest kind of leads, Mike. I talked about, with the real estate, who's looking right now. Most of the time, businesses, when they're advertising, they're literally broadcasting their message to the masses, right? They're going out there, they're saying, here's my offer, billboard, magazine ad, a spot on TV, and they're advertising this to the masses, hoping that it catches somebody at the right moment. Oh yeah, I've been thinking about that, I'll give them a call because I saw the ad, right? In the typical advertising. If we are talking about generating the hottest kind of leads there are, let me show you how we might do that with RepWarn. So again, I'm going to create an alert, and if I set this up as lead generation, okay, and if I'm really looking, I want somebody who's going to type into their social media for a recommendation. So we might look at, does anybody know a good chiropractor? I should have chosen an easy word to spell. Practor in Maine. All right, Mike from Maine. Does anybody know a personal injury lawyer in Sydney? All right, what is a good Vietnamese.
You're picking the hardest words to spell here, Walt.
I'm doing my how intelligent am I thing, right? So, does anybody know a good Vietnamese restaurant in London? Okay, so again, we can choose everywhere, and we're literally going to create that alert. And let's see. So we've got 11 straight up. Let's go and see what we've got here. Vietnamese restaurant. Okay, Vietnamese restaurant. All right. Maybe these are your competitors, but you can see literally how quickly the injury lawyers in Sydney. Where are we? Personal injury lawyers. Can you see how valuable this is, Mike? Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. And again, talking about your dad as a real estate agent, what would he have given for someone who he knew was looking to sell their house and was looking for a good real estate agent right then? I mean, that is worth tens of thousands of dollars to people. So how to use RepWarn to create the hottest kind of leads there are, that is just another way of using RepWarn. So do you think it's a powerful tool for business?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can already see how I would. It's already helped for me. I'm gonna, like I told you before, I'm gonna be looking and checking that out after. It's already gonna save me money.
And it's the insurance policy. Again, if we talk about protecting their brands, generating more business, making more sales, and delivering services, do you think businesses will want it? And again, I talk about these testimonials of existing clients, but that Telegraph article goes on to say they did a survey with more than 1,000 business owners and decision makers. 51% said that they experienced some sort of unfair review, and a higher percentage was saying they were worried about it in the future. So if they're not dealing with it now, they know about it and they're worried about it moving forward. Do we think businesses need it? And again, we come back to that PR site. If your annual customer value is 3,000, you're losing one prospect per week, or actually 4 per month, over $144,000 annually. And so my question is simple. Do you think businesses should invest in programs like this, protect their brands and generate sales with that kind of risk of not having something in place, RepWarn as a system is simply $97 per month or $997 per year. But it's really cool, but that's not why we're here, right? The software itself is really cool. You with me?
Yeah, and that's why I was excited about this, because the software is really cool. But I know you're going to tell us about something different as well.
Exactly. It isn't why we're here, because this is something that I'm doing that is really, really amazing. What if, for everybody that's watching, what if you could have RepWarn as your own? What if, without needing to spend $100,000 developing this software, what if RepWarn was yours right now? Literally, you have the system as your own. I'm about to give it to you on a silver platter and introduce you to the RepWarn Resellers opportunity. What you get for that, of course, is your own RepWarn account. Use that however you like. You can monitor your brands and products and launches and mentions online. Your own self-protection is in play, of course, and as we said, it's worth $1,000 a year. So you get your own RepWarn account. You can create leads. You can sell leads. I know people that sell leads to people who are looking to buy private jets. You know the commission on that, right? But you can sell leads to finance companies or anybody that's in a CPA environment. So you can use RepWarn. You get the complete done-for-you system, the whole thing ready to go. Tools and training. Now, I'm going to show you those tools and training because I've gone to all lengths to make sure that this is a successful enterprise for you. And the complete support. We are literally... we will take care of all of the customer support, all of the software development. There is literally no ongoing costs ever. And the best part is you get to keep 100% of your sales. 100% of your sales. And it's only for this week. I'm literally only opening this RepWarn Resellers opportunity for this week. I want to show you inside the system. I've shown you a couple of different screens with RepWarn already as we've looked live and done lead generation, etc. But let me show you the tools, if I can, Mike. So we're back into RepWarn here. The screen's keeping up?
It is, and I've got questions for you. I don't want to ask you stuff that you're going to cover, but go ahead, and I've got some stuff that I want to ask you about.
I want to show you this one, which is the reseller tools, okay? Inside of the reseller tools, as I mentioned, I started in hospitality, but then I went into corporate sales, doing million-dollar deals at boardroom level. I have all of the sales training that I possibly can, talking about how to set up lead generation, how to do automated sales, how to do manual presentations. This video, the super sales tip, will literally help you close more sales for every meeting that you sit. Okay, we've got promotional tools here that will just blow you away. Even business card templates with editable formats. All the graphics you can imagine. These table tent cards. Mike, I was at a car wash just a couple of weeks ago. And there was a little tent card on the table. You know, I'm having a cappuccino while the car's getting washed. Mm-hmm. And on this tent card was about roof restoration, right? And so I picked it up. I live in a beautiful home here in Australia, but, you know, we needed to get some work done on the roof. So I gave the guy a call. I ended up spending $10,000 with him from a little card that was dropped at a cafe, right? So you've got table tent cards that you can edit and have businesses call you for their RepWarn business, right? You get to keep 100%. So these are some of the tools. Oh, scroll further down. I've done pre-recorded webinars. So I'll even show you how to set up a pre-recorded webinar so that you can just steer people to a webinar presentation and get them to buy from you. Literally everything I can give you. Advertising. We talk about how to advertise on Facebook, how to advertise on YouTube, how to do media buys. Everything I possibly can to help you be successful. We've got an ongoing series of webinars. The first one is in a couple of days. It's on how to generate leads with LinkedIn. Our next one is on outsourcing your lead generation. The next one we've already got on creating videos for offline businesses. So we've got these webinars coming. Literally everything I can do to help somebody be successful with their RepWarn business. Is that cool?
I mean, I haven't seen training like that inside of a product, I want to say before, or for a long time. That amount of training. Usually people with stuff like this, they'll give a sales page, they'll give some graphics. You've gone the extra mile here.
It's everything. Like, you know, I wanted people to look at this and say, do you remember I said, Mike, I wanted to talk about the transition when I went from working to being free? I want people to look at this and say, I can do this. I can drop a table tent card in. I can drop some business cards around. I can give away a free report. I can push people to an automated web. I can do this. And if you can generate I'll show you some numbers in just a second, but if you can generate just a small amount of sales, you can legitimately create a recurring income for yourself. So you get the RepWarn system, which is, as we said, valued at $1,000 per year, and everything else that you get included. So you get the complete done-for-you system, the tools and training to help you be successful, and the complete support. And as we said, businesses already are paying $1,000 per year for this, okay? And let me do some numbers here with you. If you sell just one account at $97 a month, you're making $1,164 per year in recurring income. If you go ahead and make 10 sales, so we're not stretching ourselves too far here. Could we see ourselves making 10 sales of this program in the next 12 months? That's $11,640 per year. If you really go hard and we make one sale a week and you take a couple of weeks off to come with Mike and I to Hawaii, we're talking 50 sales. Is an income of $58,200 per year, and that is recurring, Mike. That comes in each and every month. So this is an annual income, but that is a recurring income. All right. You can build a recurring business with RepWarn. I've capped it at 60 because it makes my maths easy, because now we can talk about 5 per month, right? 5 12s are 60. If you do 60 sales, and we're talking 5 sales per month. So we grab the RepWarn reseller's license. We say to ourselves, I'm going to get 5 sales a month. And you go out there this month and you put together 5 sales at $97 a month. You get to keep 100%. So that is a $500 month starting right now. Okay. Now the cool thing is, before you get out of bed next month, you've already got $500 coming in, because this is recurring income. Go and get your 5 clients. There's your $500. Next month, you get that same $500 before you ever make any more new sales. You can build up a substantial recurring income. Before I tell the cost,
go back to that page there, please.
Go.
And I want to really emphasize this here, that you've got recurring there in the red letters, and
yeah.
The power of having reoccurring income in your business is something that a lot of people simply don't understand. They see it as a barrier. Oh, no one wants to pay reoccurring. They're going to pay month after month. Well, it's true. No one wants to pay reoccurring if what they're paying for isn't they don't see the value in it. Like, you're not going to pay one time for it if you don't see the value in it. But if you have something out there and you know that this is going to help people, like we've seen what the software can do today. We've seen that it's a quality piece of software that's had $100,000 put into it. It works. If you can get excited about it, if you're still watching this call, you're obviously you're not just sticking around because just to hang out. You can see that there's value there. If you can take that out there and you can share that with people, you can help them out, and you can get that reoccurring income coming in. It allows you to spend your time getting new clients. It gives you the budget so that if you want to spend some of that reoccurring income and invest it back into your business, to try out some of these advertising methods, to try YouTube ads, to try Facebook ads, to try media buys, it gives you that leeway to do it. It gives you that base to be able to play. You
cannot imagine, and Mike, you know this as a software vendor yourself, you cannot imagine the peace that recurring income gives you.
Yep.
You cannot imagine the peace that it gives you. We did a launch in January, end of January, February, with a product called HydroVid, which had a recurring component to it. And every month before we start, there's $15,000 of income coming in, right? So what if you have a holiday, right? You cannot imagine the peace that you can give yourself and your family by having a recurring income. And this system literally can deliver it for you with the ability to push the webinars in front of somebody that I've already done the webinar. It's already recorded, and you can hear the passion in my voice. So you know that I've done a great job on the webinar for you. If you can just put that webinar presentation, it's a 29-minute presentation, so somebody can put it in their calendar, watch it in their own leisure. Every single business without hesitation that I've spoken to that sees the risk of losing $100,000 per year says, why wouldn't I insure against that for $1,000? Right? It's just such an easy thing. And if you can do that, you get to keep 100% of the sales. So I'm going to keep moving forward just for a second. So before I tell you the cost of the reseller's license, you've said, Mike, already that you're going to jump in and go and deal with the black hat stuff and go, there's things out there. So do you think that you could use the system? Does it look easy? Is it simple? Can you see it generating leads for people? Do you think it's easy? And that's a question I'm asking everybody that's watching. Do you think that businesses, when they see it, will be grabbing it? And the answer to that is yes. And again, with testimonials and proof. And that's already been proven with existing clients. So what you receive is the RepWarn Resellers package, which is your own RepWarn account. You get to sell the system and keep 100%. The tools and training to help you be successful, and the complete support. We'll take care of everything on the software moving forward. And we talked about those numbers there where you could set up to have a recurring income business for yourself quickly and easily. The reseller's license, which will never be available again, is just $67 per month, or $497 per year if you want to save some money. So let me see if I can expand on that just a little bit. Let's talk about the value, because if your cost is $67 per month or $497 per year, if you make one sale of RepWarn at $97 per month, you will be in profit $360 for the year. Is that right? You got $30.
It sounds right. I'm the worst math person ever. So whenever
I can
math
tell you
questions
that I
come
am
out,
the second worst math person ever. So I sat with the calculator and made sure if you're making $30 profit per month from one sale, you're $360 for the year in profit. If you make, so at one sale, your cost is $67 per month. Your profit is $360. If you make 10 sales, your cost is still $67. It doesn't go up. Your profit is $11,573. If you're making 50 sales, your cost is still $67 and your profit is $58,133. No matter how big you build your RepWarn business, your cost as a reseller is either $67 per month or $497 per year if you want to grab a discount and grab the annual version. And that's where I want to kick in with this no sale, no fee guarantee. This is something that I wanted to put in place because I want everybody to feel comfortable with what we're doing here. The no sale, no fee guarantee. So we're talking about all these numbers, but what if, all right, if you come on board as a RepWarn reseller and within the first 12 months you don't even make a single sale, here's my guarantee. You will not pay another single cent until you do make your first sale, right? So the no sale, no fee guarantee. If you don't make a sale in that first 12 months, you will not have to keep paying. You will not pay another cent until you do make that first sale. Is that fair?
And what I like about that is it puts an incentive for you, Walt, to actually, and imagine this, to actually help your customers to be successful with this. And
exactly.
So it's not like it's not like you just are like, okay, sell this to your customers and good
I have
luck.
a vested interest in making sure you're successful.
See you guys later. I hope you have a good time selling this. I'm off to Hawaii with Mike. It's like, here, I want you. I can, and I know you, Walt. I know that you are not a fly-by-night guy. You are invested in your products. You know the value of having a customer who has results with this, because you know that person is going to keep coming back to you, is going to buy from you in the future, is going to listen to, is going to trust you, and that's like super valuable in itself. But it makes it so that you have a guaranteed investment.
I have a vested interest in making sure that people are successful. So for me, the resellers are somebody special, all right? And I want you to succeed, to help you with that sales training, everything I've got from the bottom of my heart on how to close deals and how to make sales, all of the materials, business cards, flyers, brochures, downloadable reports, the ongoing webinars with industry experts and leaders in the field on helping you generate business for yourself, and all the updates and development support is taken care of by us. Again, you receive everything, the RepWarn account. We've looked at the numbers, the complete support and the 100% sales, and it is $67 per month or $497 a year, which is a bargain. And with that, no sale, no fee guarantee. All right. And this is where I literally say, but I'm only doing this for 7 days. I'm literally I'm closing off the RepWarn Resellers opportunity after these 7 days, and you really need to act now. And that is, while you're looking at that, I'm just going to answer some questions I always get asked. How and when will I get paid? So you pick up a RepWarn Resellers package, how and when will I get paid? All payments will go through Deal Guardian, so they will process 100% of your transactions. Your businesses, the people you speak to, can just click, put in their credit card. It's all taken care of. The rebilling, no invoicing, everything's done. They do all the transaction fees and taxes. Everything's taken care of, and you will just be paid by Deal Guardian via PayPal, straight to your PayPal, or via wire transfer every 30 days. They are amazing. Will my monthly fee ever go up? No. You'll be grandfathered in at this rate forever. If you pick up the RepWarn Resellers opportunity, either your monthly or yearly fee will never go up. You will have that no matter how big you build your business. Do I have to support and update the software for people? No, I've got that covered. We've got the development team. We've got the support team. We have everything in place. And as you said, Mike, will I help you? The answer for there is as much as I can, everything I can do, the tutorials, the webinars, the training. There is a proviso though, of course, that at the end, you have to be the one that does it. You have to be the one that steps in and makes a decision that this is something that you want to do. So that is the RepWarn Resellers opportunity. And as I said, let's get started. Mike's going to put a link above this video to go and join me on the webinar, which is pretty much exactly what we've gone through here. If you want to come and have another look, you can click above. Click below this video, I think, Mike, if that's right. Click below this video. You can go straight and pick up RepWarn as your resellers package. You can literally get started as soon as we open the doors.
Got some questions for you, Walt. I'm not a hypey guy. I think you know that, and I usually try to be as one-sided as I can with my interviews and my reviews. People know that I make an affiliate commission from selling them, but I try to be unbiased with it. And when I say that I'm excited about something, it actually means something. With some people, it doesn't necessarily have that connotation with it. I can see this being useful for people on two levels. One, I can see people that simply, Walt, they might say, I don't even care about the reseller aspect of it. Some people might want to buy this just because they want the software.
Just for the software.
Yeah. And I think that's completely fine. If you're saying to yourself right now, oh, I don't know about the reselling aspect of it, but I can see it being useful in my business. Maybe I can resell it later on. I'm using it for my business. A friend of mine is wondering how I'm getting all these leads, how I'm monitoring this. You can go out there and say, well, I can sell you access to this. Here's a link. Here's a link to it. Go ahead and pick it up. I'm gonna get a commission for it. I'll take you out to lunch. It's a normal business thing there.
Exactly. It might not be something that you say, I'm going to make a business out of this, but if you can see the benefit of RepWarn as a lead generation tool, as a protection tool for yourself, pick up the reseller's license. You're saving $500 already.
So that's one situation. That's one scenario. And that's the less exciting scenario. The more exciting scenario is someone that's watching and they're like, okay, I can see this, I get it. We talked about at the beginning of the interview where everyone that comes on my show, they have a product, they have a service, they have something that they sell, and that's lacking in a lot of people's lives. I can't create my own software. I'm not a software developer. The people that I work with, they're developers, so they create it and then I sell it. So I can't do that myself. With this, a person like myself or like anyone can have something that they can go out there and that they can resell to businesses and that they can actually sleep well at night knowing that they are helping the people that they're selling to. It's not like you're thinking to yourself, oh, how can I trick them? How can I get them to pay me?
How can I get the sale?
How can I get the sale? It's like
the sale comes first and the truth comes second. It's
and it comes out when you it comes out with you when you're trying to sell something, and if you don't believe in what you're selling, and I think this is why you're good at selling this, because you believe in it. If you don't believe in what you're selling, it comes out in what you're doing. People can see, people can understand. There's nonverbal cues that are going on there, and I can see as people can see right now with me that I'm not BSing, and as people can see with you when you're giving your presentation about how excited you are about it. Like, this is something that is real, that can actually help people. And if you take a little bit of action, the sales materials is there. You've given the sales material. You need to do, and this isn't a push button, everyone. You need to do a little bit of work here. There's a little bit of work involved.
drop some flyers to your local schools, sports clubs, drop a couple of table tent cards to the local cafes, put up a notice at your supermarket and see what happens.
Yeah, right? But the question that I have for you, and this is usually a tough one for people that come on my show, because a lot of the software, a lot of the products that they put out are new. So has anyone, you gave us examples of people that customers, the hotel, the people that are actually using it already, like they're using it, that's great. Has anyone gone out there and actually sold this yet? Does anyone have any reoccurring income coming in?
Yes. I'll see if I can actually pull it up on screen. I opened this to about 30 people 10 days ago. So we just wanted to test it. We wanted to make sure everything was in place. So we invited about 30 people could come in as a reseller. They bought in, so they bought their license. And one of the I guess catches for them getting in that week early was they had to give us feedback, how are you finding the system and that kind of stuff. And we've got testimonials from people who have made sales. There are people that have made sales at the $1,000 level already. We've got a testimonial from David McCall. I'm going to see if I can find this on the screen. David said his calendar is booked out. Everyone he's shown it to. Let me see if I can do this. So I'll share the screen. I'm going to go and find Dave's testimonial. Bear with me 1 second. So I can read it word for word. And Dave's not alone, by the way. I was thrilled to get it. And there was another one that came through literally just before I jumped on the call. RepWarn has absolutely blown me away. The opportunities are endless. Every business I've spoken to so far has requested a demo. I have a diary booked with appointments to showcase RepWarn. Who doesn't want a full control of their online presence? When you couple that with the potential to produce leads for you all day long, this makes RepWarn a truly game-changing piece of software. That was Dave McCall. Ashley Goff. I've been offering reputation management services over here in the UK for a while now, and so I can clearly see how this RepWarn tool can really take companies' reputation handling to a whole new level. Blah, blah, blah. She goes on to say just that she loves it and she's just so connected with it. I've got millions of emails in my inbox, but I'll see if I can find... there we go. I bought more than my share of products, and this is not only the most easiest to get started using without having to go through tons of written and video instructions. So she's saying it's easy to use without going through the instructions. I was able to get started using this product even without going through any instructions, although I've gone through them as I've got time. I was so excited to put in my information and keywords and almost instantly see results coming through. It's so addictive. I bought this and have been using the product for about 2 weeks now as a lead generation for my reputation and mobile marketing business. First week I played around with it to generate leads for business that I plan on selling this product to when I start using it for myself. I found 3 that I was really interested in pursuing for mobile apps, and of those 3, I'm in negotiations with one. I also have 3 appointments set up for next week to show business owners how to use the business to protect their reputation and generate leads. Literally, we have success stories, and not just one. We have testimonials from people that have made sales at the $1,000 level with RepWarn within their first week, and have got calendars full of appointments to keep going, man. So I'm thrilled.
That $1,000 level as well is nice. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you sell this to people, you can sell it. Is it either monthly or yearly? Is that you can sell it into people? So you can have. Like we talk about the monthly, and people might want to pick up that monthly, but there's going to be people that are going to want the yearly as well.
Absolutely.
And you get that when you can sell something at a yearly price. There, you get that influx, that immediate cash that comes into your business, and then wait until 1 year later when you're sitting around and I love it when this happens. I know it happens to you too, Walt. You're just like sitting at your computer, you're doing your normal stuff, and suddenly these payments start coming in, and not $7 payments, not $27 payments, like big payments coming in, $1,000 payments, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember last year when I saw them,
give them a call. Hey, it's been a year. How you doing? Making sure everything's okay. Do you know, like we get I guess. We get kind of spoiled maybe with our online presence with $27 software and $17 plugins that do amazing things. But, when you're talking to a business about an insurance policy for their business against $100,000 loss, they're going to look at that and go, $1,000. Where do I click? What do I sign? Right? And as again, I've sold copies of the software to businesses of people that I've spoken to, and it's literally the presentation that I've done talks people through the exact system. So you can just send them to the presentation. You don't even have to speak to anybody. Send them an email and say, hey, go and watch this presentation and learn how people on Twitter are talking about your business and how you can interact with them and communicate with them, and literally let that sale take care. And as you said, there's $1,000 sale going through, and it's recurring income. It happens next year. So what if you work really hard this year and you went out and in your spare time and on weekends and around your job, you managed to send some emails and put up some ads and you made 20 sales this year, and let's say that they're all that same level. Well, guess what? Next year, you've got $20,000 more income coming through. People are going to say, oh, but you'll have people drop off. Yeah, of course you will. So let's say you had 20% of them drop off. Well, that still means that you're going to have $16,000 coming in next year from the work you did a year ago. There's nothing else on the planet like recurring income. And as I said, you cannot believe the peace that it gives you. And this is literally, I'm not taking anything from that, right? So I'm setting up the resellers account for people. But if you go out and generate your own sales, that is yours. There's nothing, there's no fees, there's no commissions to me, there's nothing. If you make $1,000 sale, it's yours. If you make $1,097 a month sale, it's yours. It's your money, straight to you. And you get to build a genuine business as a result.
Walt, you've sold me on this so far. So we've got the program here with the reseller's license, either $67 a month or $497 for the year. Let's say that someone watching, they're like, okay, give it to me, enough. I want it. They can pick it up when it goes live tomorrow from publishing this. Tell us. I know you've got some extra stuff that you're going to be offering people after that's going to be optional there. So I want to make sure that they know about that as well.
Keyword is optional. So RepWarn, everything that I've shown you is part of that resellers package. If you come through and pick up the RepWarn resellers package, or sorry, let me say when, because you'd be crazy to miss it. If you come through from watching this and pick up a RepWarn resellers license, either the monthly or the yearly, the first thing you're going to see is an opportunity to pick up our lead generation software. So a couple of years ago, we created a lead generation program. Now we've talked about RepWarn as a lead generator, which is exactly right and true. But what we're talking about is setting up keywords where we say, does anybody know a good chiropractor in Denver, right? So that's the social kind of thing. Where we're talking about when it's a business sales environment, not many people are going to jump on and say, does anybody know any good reputation management software? Okay. So this lead generation system is called Trace. And what it does is, as part of my sales training, I teach people how to set up campaigns for what I call business verticals. So go after dentists, go after chiropractors, go after real estate agents, like verticals. So you can write an ad specifically to real estate agents, how their reputation is worth tens of thousands of dollars. They can land on a page all about real estate agents and reputation, and they can then link the two systems together. Oh, this is the software that's specifically for real estate agents. So this Trace program can find leads in a vertical space. I put in real estate agent in a particular location. It's going to give me all of them. It's going to give me the email addresses, phone numbers, everything. And I can send pre-formatted emails directly from my Trace program to these guys. So this is automation on a lead generation. Now, we charge a yearly fee normally for Trace. And we've got over 1,000 people using the lead generation software from having it on the market for a couple of years. So it's normally $77 per year. But for the RepWarn resellers, again, I want you guys to be successful. You can pick that up for $47 one time. So there's no ongoing fees. It is a cool piece of kit that'll help you generate leads. It's $47. That's the first thing that you'll see.
So that solves the problem there. Like we talked about getting clients by going around, and you can use the ad stuff that you've got in there. You can drop flyers on tables. You can put up little Post-its on the different boards around your local Starbucks or whatever. With this, it just gives you another tool to be able to have lead gen on your computer. You can find people, you can email them, you can get conversations starting about this through the software there.
I always get a question with that, Mike. Isn't it spam to send people emails that haven't invited you? Yes, if you've bought a list and you haven't got permission to send. But what Trace does is it finds email addresses that are in what we call the public domain, and that's been proven. If you put your email address up on the web, you are inviting people to email you. So if what Trace does is it only finds email addresses of people that have said, "Here's my email address."
Contact us.
Contact us.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So inviting you to be contacted. So Trace, exactly right, Mike. It takes out that going and finding leads. And imagine if you were sitting at home, you're working a job, while dinner's being prepared. You fire up Trace, you get 20 or 30 people, you send the emails and go and have dinner. Now, is everybody going to buy it? No, but it hasn't taken you out of your time to go and do that. And you can generate the beginnings of conversations, of appointments, of business with a lead gen system. So that's Trace. That's the first thing people will see. It's $47 one time for RepWarn resellers.
You could set up that. You could take the webinar that you've set up there, Walt. Set up an auto webinar and say, if you're interested in checking this out, go ahead and watch this webinar. And at the end of it, you can have a link for them to buy it, or you could say if you have any questions, you can email me, you can call me, whatever. Let's talk about that.
Exactly, and that actually brings me to the second thing that people will see. So whether you buy Trace and say no, yes I want Trace, or no I don't want Trace, you'll also see what I'm calling the ultimate promotional pack. And in this package, I have put everything I have. So the webinar system, we have our webinar program, which is called RunClick, which has sold more than 10,000 copies, and it's $197 on its own. That's part of this package. So you can run automated webinars with RunClick. You can set up unlimited webinars to different verticals and use the recordings that I've already done, and I show you how to do it and drive people through. We've got HydroVid, which I mentioned that we launched in January, February, for video marketing. So we teach people how to use videos to go and generate leads and set up. So that HydroVid is normally $29.95. We've also included HydroVid Syndicate, which is normally a monthly fee. It's $19.95, and that can syndicate your video marketing out to hundreds of Web 2.0 properties. We've included 100 credits for that, which is normally it's $20 per 10 credits. So that's $200 worth of video marketing credits, which actually gives you 1,000 Web 2.0 properties as part of that. I've included a program called AFPres, which is a presentation software where you can have other people sending traffic for you. Maybe not necessarily for RepWarn, but for other things that you can set up. AFPres is set up there. Well, I've got a page builder system. So you can create landing pages and capture pages, like just beautiful looking pages. And again, we show that's part of the Ultimate Resellers Pack. We've got a support ticket system. So software that you can install on your website, you can set up your own support tickets. So if people do have a question, they can set up and you can have a support ticket system. And the last one there is, two more. There's 8 software programs in this package, Mike. So the second last one is a project management software. So you can have, if you've got people starting to build your team, you've got a graphics guy and you've got somebody doing your ads for you and somebody doing press releases or whatever. Project management software keeps everybody organized. So you can assign tasks, they can keep up, they can, tick things off. We can have group shared spaces. That's the project management. And the last one is a product called Pinpoint, which is our retargeting software, so that I actually show you how you can advertise your RepWarn resellers business, and if they don't buy from you, how that Pinpoint software can then follow them around Facebook, YouTube, Google, and continue to show your ads so that they don't just see it once, they see it multiple times. And experience tells us that people have to see something 6 times before they buy. So you do the work to get somebody to go to the webinar, they don't buy it, but you can continue to show them ads using our Pinpoint software. So the Ultimate Promotional Pack has 8 software programs in it. RunClick, HydroVid, Syndicate, Pinpoint, Project Management, Support Desk, and the Page Builder system. And that's all included in one package for a one-time fee of $247. So that is just like the biggest business pack of software to help everybody just go out there and dominate with their RepWarn business.
Love it. Love it. I mean, all this stuff, it makes sense to go along with the reseller's license. Of course, like we said, it is optional. If you just want to get the reseller's RepWarn license, that's fine. If you want to go ahead and grab these other tools to help you with it, if that's something that makes sense to you in your business right now, then that's fine. I know how you are. I know that you don't want to force people. You don't want to say, well, here's the reseller license, but you need this to open it. Yeah. I know you don't do that. Which is
everything additional is a non-requirement, but it is complementary. Yeah. So you don't. If you're strapped for cash, look, I understand. If you're strapped for cash, completely understand. Maybe you can't afford the Ultimate Promotional Pack right now, but you just still want to grab the RepWarn Resellers. Come on in. If you can see this being something that you really chase hard for the next 12 months and a year and build a recurring income for yourself, and you say, I want that and that, then come and grab it all. I've put it up on an amazing special price for you to do just that. So either way.
Last question for you.
Go for it.
Let's say you are you're on the other end of this. You're watching this interview right now, and you're excited about it. You're gonna buy it. It's not a question of if, it's when it goes live, and you want to hit the ground running, and you want to make that first sale, because that's where the magic's gonna happen. That's where that doubt that can be in someone's mind. Oh, I don't know if I can actually sell this. Like, these guys are internet marketers. They know what they're doing. I've never even built a website before. Like, we've got different levels of different people that are
Sure.
watching.
Yeah, understood.
What would you do personally just to get that first person? I'm going to give you a month's time here. I'm going to give you 1 month to get that first one and to get that first person coming in here. What would you do in that first month to get the first client?
So knowing what's inside the system, the first thing I would say is go and get your Deal Guardian link approved. That can take up to 24 hours to get the 100% commission set. Once that's done, watch the link video that's in the sales training. So you can see, because the Deal Guardian link is a long, dealguardian.net/product/ blah, 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 blah. It's not something you can put on a business card, but I show you how to set up a redirect. So watch that video next. So now I know how to get my link. Now I know how to make my link look good. Why is that important? Because now I'm going to go and print off some flyers and some brochures with my link at the bottom of it. So it might be, mikefrommaine.com/RepWarn. We show you how to set that up. So I'm going to print off some brochures and flyers. Now, the chances of generating business from that are slim, but it also takes very, very little work to do. So you can go and start to drop them in at the local Starbucks, drop them in at the car wash, drop them in at the local, community meetings and business organizations and groups, right? So that's very low impact lead generation. Next, what I would do is watch the video in the sales training where I show you how to set up a squeeze page and start to give away the free report on reputation management. Once I've got the squeeze page, go and watch the video on doing some Facebook and YouTube advertising, and where you can have for $10 or $20, some people hit that squeeze page and start to download the free report. They're going to get followed up with your emails, which are all part of the system. And again, that's low impact. So those kind of things you could do within the first weekend. All right, and let's not drag this out. Go and draw some flyers and some whatever. Now, go and put up a squeeze page. Now, go and learn about how to drive some traffic to that. Now, go and get that done. Right, and then I'm going to start with what I'm calling medium impact. I'm going to hit my Rolodex. I'm going to hit the parents of the kids that I go to school with, and I'm going to ask them. I'm going to say, hey, I've got something which is a really top business grade software program that can help you protect your reputation online. Can I come and talk to you about it on Monday? All right. So I'm going to hit my Rolodex. I'm going to hit my contacts. And that's what I'm calling medium impact, because that's a warm lead. You already know those people. It can be your local pizza shop. It can be the chiropractor you went to last week. You can send them an email. You can drop them a flyer. You can go as impactful as you want to, whether it's drop in and see them or whether it's send them some information. But that would be my next step. So go and hit my warm market. And then from that, you're going to start to get some feedback, and you're going to be looking to generate more leads and more sales coming through. So by that stage, let's say you've had 1 or 2 sales coming in. You might have a couple of $100 if they take the monthly. You might have a couple of $1,000 if they've taken the yearly. And then I would start putting that money into advertising. And I would drum up more business with YouTube and Facebook. And I would start to run this as a business. You genuinely have a product that businesses buy. We've proven it. So don't sit on it. That would be my number one thing. Don't sit on it. Go and take those small to medium steps and build yourself into a position where you can genuinely feel and believe this business is going to work for you.
Great advice. One thing I would personally do with this, and you mentioned this before, was the vertical approach to it, is go out there, and once you start, I would definitely say do what Walt just said, and then you can start taking it, and you know how the software works. You're gonna get it. You're excited about it. You are getting better at selling it. You're getting better at creating these ads and about going out there and finding businesses. Go and you can take a niche that you're comfortable with. Maybe it's plumbers. Maybe it's dentists. Maybe it's real estate agents, and create what you've done already. You've got the content. You figured out how to set up the autoresponder, how to do the squeeze page. Go and create one specifically for a niche and target that niche. It just becomes a different conversation when you have an ad on Facebook that says
it's talking to a plumber.
That's talking to a plumber, and you
Yep.
you can understand that niche a little bit more instead of just saying, "Are you worried about your reputation online?" Instead of saying, "Hey, you're a plumber. I get it. You're working long hours. You don't have time to sit at your computer and to be figuring out what these people are doing. You're
just
doing
use
your
some
work."
language. People talking about your business on Twitter are more annoying than a dripping tap.
Yep.
And that I show that actually in the sales training I'm talking about, squeeze pages. I actually set up a mechanics one, a chiropractor's one, a real estate agent's one, so you can see like just one or two words that relate to that industry, and when they land on the page, it's relevant to them. And that's really powerful stuff.
Yeah. Who are they going to buy from? The person that says, "Are you looking for reputation for your business?" or Are you a plumber who's sick of wasting time?
People tweeting about
tweeting about when you could be making money doing the work of yours. I don't know, whatever the language is there with that niche. They're gonna pick you a million times over someone else that is targeting everyone.
And you're exactly right, Mike. If you relate to people, if you say, are you looking for reputation management for your business? Your chances of success are, 1% or 2%, maybe. Yeah, sure, maybe. But if you relate it, if you start talking their language, are you worried about people talking about your blocked pipes as their blocked pipes? Something, I'm just, trying to think of some language there. But if you make that page relatable, then your chances of success are multiplied. So absolutely.
Walt, thank you so much. I know we've got a little long here today, but it's for me. I was excited about this as well. I know that you've got your little girl banging on the door there. I can.
Okay, I'll get her to come in as we wrap it up. Come on in, honey. Come on, say. Okay, come on in. Say bye. I've just been told it's dinner time, and I have the
We're almost done. It's almost time for dinner. Bye. Walt, again, man, thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing this with us. We're gonna have that link for anyone watching right now. If you want to be able to see I think you're gonna do a live pre-launch presentation.
You can join the webinar. You can come through and walk through these slides again to make sure that you've got all the information. If you want to get started, you want to jump in and grab this and get your resellers link set up and everything ready to go. I think Michael put the link below this video where you can literally just go and straight and grab your package, whether it be monthly or yearly. I get asked if I start with a monthly, can I go to the yearly? My answer to that is yes. I understand. If you're cash strapped, I'm not going to lock anybody out of that, but I can't guarantee that it'll be at the same price. I can only make sure that it's that $497 annual fee now, but I also don't want to lock people out. So yes, you can go from monthly to yearly, but if you can go immediately to the yearly, do it now, because that'll make sure you get the lowest price.
Walt, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. Good luck with your launch, and have a great dinner.
All right, thanks, mate. Speak to you soon, and guys, good luck. I wish you nothing but success.